Trojan family, what's the deal? Listen, USCJ, we here. We got some incredible news. We got some huge news. I told you guys it's on and popping. I told you it's on and cracking. Listen, we got a good little lineup for today. And you see that man in the background? His name is Keith Biggers. He's an ex-linebacker for University of Southern California, played in the 1985 Rose Bowl. We getting ready to bring him on. But before that, we got some couple news and note items that we want to get into real quick. And we want to talk about the draft. We want to say big shout out to all those who represented in the draft. The Trojans had three. And I'm going to say three. I know you guys might say two, but I'm going to say three. We had Drake London, we had Drake Jackson, and then we had Velus Jones. Man, listen. I'm giving Velus Jones some love. I'm giving Velus Lowe some credit. I'm not going to charge it to him for transferring to Tennessee and end up getting drafted in the third round. Velus Jones got drafted in the third round. Drake Jackson got drafted in the second, and Drake London was drafted in the first round. Man, the Trojans represented to the fullest. Now I cannot charge it to Velus Jones because we know that the program was in a mess. You know, they really didn't utilize him the right way. The dude has so much speed. Listen, man, like, share, subscribe. USCJ32 on Instagram. Hit me up on there if you need to get a hold of me. And you can always message me. We're going to have a credible show today. Listen, those are the couple news and note items. Let's talk about this portal. Oh, my God. Now, see, I told you guys, USCJ told you guys, I said, when all this portal stuff started coming out and when USC was in play with it, I told you, I said, USC is going to be a major factor in the NIL because we have all the resources. You remember you guys, I told you guys that a couple videos back. We have the resources to get it done. We have the resources to make things happen. We have the resources to pull any player we want. And now all of a sudden, we got Gentry, the outside freshman All-American linebacker from Arizona State, committed to USC. This is going to add to our defense. We weren't worried about the offense, but though you guys were worried, other people were worried about the defense. So we just going to make them happy. Listen, we're going to make them happy. I was already ready to do backflips. Now, I'm ready to do 3 backflips now up in this room. I'm so excited about what's taking place with the USC Trojans. We're going to be, listen, I'm ready to call it all the way, man. I'm almost ready to say we about to win a playoff game. We keep going like this. This is incredible. Listen. I'm telling you guys, like, share, subscribe, USCJ32. I'm going to bring Keith Biggers in. But before I do that, we want to continue some more portal action. So we got the Arizona State linebacker. Then late last night, all of a sudden, during the NFL draft, I'm watching the NFL draft. My phone is blowing up. Things were going crazy. And all of a sudden, we got this, we got a possibility. Let me read it. This is directly from Fan Nation right here, but it's on 24/7 Sports. It's on everything. SI, it's on everything. It says Pitt receiver Jordan Addison is expected to transfer to USC. Let me say that again. And if some of you guys don't know who Pitt receiver is, Jordan Addison, he was the best receiver in the country last year. He had 100 passes. He caught 100 passes for 1,593 yards. 1,593 yards. Jordan Addison, the best receiver in the country, is reportedly going to the University of Southern California, and supposedly they're working out an NIL deal with him. I told you guys we had the money. I told you it was go time. I told you it was on the Kraken. Now check this out. He was the Biletnikoff Award winner. What is the Biletnikoff Award? It is the best receiver in the country. Now, I would argue that Drake London was right there with him, but he's up there. But since he coming to SC, we just gonna call it equal right now. We're gonna call it equal, man. So like, share, subscribe. We got the Arizona State linebacker, reportedly the best receiver in the country, is coming to USC, and they're working out an NIL deal. Other portal news: we got Tennessee tight end Julian Nixon. He hit the portal. LSU defensive tackle Joseph Evans. He's hit the portal. Ohio State cornerback Andre Terratine. He's hit the portal. Arizona State D-line. You know what he's going to do? He's going to follow his outside linebacker. Like Caleb Williams, like Mario Williams said, I'm going to follow my quarterback, Caleb Williams. So listen, Arizona State D-line, Jermaine Lowe, he's hit the portal. Arizona State offensive guard, Spencer Lavelle, he's hit the portal. Listen, man, this portal's going crazy. You guys know tomorrow is the deadline. Tomorrow is the deadline for the portal. If you want your name in the portal, you have to do it today because tomorrow that's it. You can't do it. So listen, I'm gonna make this video now, but by the time I finish this video and we interview Keith, we might have some other portal news. I'm just gonna have to come back on tomorrow. Like, share, subscribe. USC Jerry 32. I told you it was go time. Listen, let's bring Keith in. We're going to hear it out of his mouth. We're going to hear it out of his words. He was at the spring game. Me and him FaceTime. He was up in the skybox with his teammates, the 85 Rose Bowl team. Listen, we're going to bring him in, and we're going to see what he has to say and how he feels about this upcoming season. All right, here he is. This is the man. This is the man I was telling you about. The man in the picture that you just seen, Mr. Keith Biggers. He's here, and we want to get a perspective. We want to get a perspective. You're gonna see that USCJ ain't going crazy by himself. You're gonna get a perspective and see that he knows talent. He's been on the field. I'm introducing to some and presenting to others, Mr. Keith Biggers. Mr. Biggers, how you doing today?
I'm all right, man. Thanks a lot, Jay, for having me.
How's it
Good ass Saturday.
How does it feel to be a Trojan?
Man, it's the best feeling in the world. I mean, you can't get no better than that. You know, everybody wants to be a Trojan, but it's hard to be a Trojan because it's like we are the epitome of excellence. You know what I'm saying? We really get after it.
That's right. That's right. And I did a show a while back when I said it was talking about blue blood programs, and it came from the spawn.com, and they only had 8 programs, but USC, of course, even though they've been down the past couple of years, USC has always maintained their status of being a blue blood program because of what you just said, the excellence that they represent. And so now we see all this stuff that's going on, and it's like the excitement is unbelievable. So as a ex-player and as an alumni and the people that you surround yourself around, even at the game last week, what is everybody saying as far as the players? I mean, the ex-players.
Well, my history goes back as far as the 1983-84 season. We were the Pac-10 champions in '84, and we went to the Rose Bowl. And I'll tell you how this correlates. When I got into USC, I was recruited as one of the top recruits, linebackers out of junior college. Transfer porthole. But back then, most major universities didn't appreciate junior college transfers. But junior college transfers brought a lot to the table.
Right.
Now, that being said, with this transfer porthole, Caleb Williams, Mario Williams, and the rest of these guys are coming in. They brought back the level of talent that I've seen that brought me to USC.
Mm-hmm.
USC was on probation when I got there, and it didn't matter because it was USC.
Right.
And had I that USC had a smaller weight room than mine, I probably still would have went there.
Right.
Because these guys dedicate themselves to championships. We don't settle for just the Pac-10 or the Pac-8 or the Pac-12.
Right.
We want it all.
Right.
And my boys, you know, they could walk in any program and coach that level of play.
Mm-hmm.
and bring a small program that was suffering to prominence. I've done it myself twice.
Mm-hmm.
And last week when we were at the scrimmage, we saw traces of ourselves prior to the scrimmage. When we saw the scrimmage, oh man, all I hear is everyone's in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. Everybody's in trouble. Caleb Williams, he showed exactly enough what he needed to show. You know, why bring your bag of tricks, you know, the first day of the game, you know, first week. It's spring.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically just get familiar with your teammates and to hold your position or establish your position.
Mm-hmm.
I myself, as I'm saying, as an impact player, I didn't have spring. I missed it twice,
Right.
and I still and mustered up enough gumption to hold my spot in my position and help lead to a Rose Bowl victory.
Right.
I'm a very tenacious person, and what USC lacked in the last 10 years is that don't give a F person.
Mm-hmm.
They got guys that were chasing Instagram likes.
That's and I think that kind of attributes to
I mean,
the
that's
time we
what I'm
living in
saying that
too.
they were doing.
You know, that attributes to the time we living
Yeah.
in with the social media and all of that.
And so you get rid of Clay Helton, which really wasn't a developer,
Right.
and I wasn't for his hire from the very beginning, but
Right.
it is what it is. And slowly as the years progress, how long was he there?
Oh,
Too long,
too long.
too long, too long. And he did nothing to elevate the next year. Well, when Pete Carroll came in, he looked for the next big thing, and he was
Right.
like, "Okay, I had Carson Palmer. Okay, now I got Matt Leinart. Okay, now I got John David Booty. Okay, now I got Mark Sanchez.
Right. Right.
And the level of talent these guys were bringing. I mean, it was competition.
Right.
Competition. Clay Helton was afraid of competition, and his players showed
Right. Right.
they were competition. I mean, you in the third quarter, and sometimes in the second quarter, you give up.
Right. Right. Right.
You give up.
Right.
We're USC. Okay, I'll give you this little story. 1983, my first year, my first game against anybody was against Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and I took it lightly. I'm like, okay, yeah, I finally made it here at USC. I'm still kind of in awe, and I'm looking at the crowd, and I'm like, this is it. And it was like 33,000 people in the stadium. I'm like, this is it. And Jack Del Rio says, nah, bro. Wait till we go back outside after the national anthem. When we came back outside, bro, 67,000 people. And I looked, where'd he come from? And they're like, and I'm leaning over, the tunnel.
You in LA, man? The traffic.
And I started stepping backwards.
Right.
Jack Del Rio, Ken Ruckers, threw their chest in my back and said, no, bro, we don't go backwards.
Right.
That's why we fight on.
Right.
As soon as they said that, I heard, you're 9th, and I'm in the crowd, and I'm like, I'm here. Might as well do something.
Hey, game time.
Yeah. So we see that. We see that coming. I'm in the stands with Jerome Tyler and Tommy Haynes, corner and safety.
Right.
Both played in the NFL.
This past weekend, right?
And man, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, there
I'm
you
here.
Go. Lost you for a moment. Yeah, Tommy's been a player of the game a few times. He was one of the fastest hands as a corner I've ever seen. He was an interception specialist. And Jerome Tyler, if you're going across the middle, he and Tim McDonald were going to lay you out.
Yeah.
I highly value their opinions because they've been in the league as well.
Right.
And we sit there and we're watching plays after plays. What we really wanted to see was Miller Moss.
Yeah.
That's what we wanted to see. We wanted, the backup because we already knew what Caleb was going to do.
Right.
To be honest, I saw 3-4 plays with Caleb,
and that was it. Convinced. Yeah, that was it.
I'm the type of person. I'm in the supermarket, and I'll look at a kid, and I'll tell him how far he's going.
Yeah.
I even tell approach them and say, "Oh, you play corner, don't you? How do you know?" I know.
Yeah.
I can coach you and send
Let,
you to the league if
let
you.
me ask you something. We know that the
Yeah.
offense is going to be good, but I've seen in my comment section, I've seen just kind of around that some have concerns about the defense. Can you speak to you're a defensive guys? You play linebacker. Can you speak to the defense? Because this is my theory. My theory is that we're not going to face an offense that's like this. That's the same
No,
level as this. So what I
no.
think what we seen last Saturday, I think they were really fit. They were physical, and they did. And then we had two corners that was out, Xavier
Well, look
Alfred
at.
and Blackman.
Well, let me tell you this. They had some stops
Yeah, they
in the
did.
scrimmage.
Yeah,
They forced some punch
yeah,
against Caleb Williams.
yeah,
Okay, well, their defense is going to be all right.
yeah, yeah.
They all these people that did not get developed are putting on weight.
Right.
They're bulking up.
Exactly.
This is not Clay Helton's coaching staff. This is Lincoln Riley's coaching staff. So get the correlation that last year's team no longer exists.
Right.
There's habits no longer exist.
Right. Right.
Last year's undisciplined team no longer exists.
Mm-hmm.
Accountability now. There's pride in their work.
Right.
Last year, like I barely commented on any games. In fact, when they fired Clay Helton, my words were, SC is going 4-8 or 3-9.
Yeah.
They're not going to win more games. And my friends, my colleagues, my Bruin rivals are like, "Are you serious? You want your team to lose?" I said, "Does not matter what I want. It's what's going to happen."
Right. Right.
I said, "It does happen. That's a good thing because now we're going to clean house."
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's just what happened. So when Lincoln Riley came, all those players that did not like to compete are no longer with us.
Okay, so let me ask you.
They transferred out. They hold on. They transferred out.
Yeah.
They went to the NFL draft.
Yeah.
So I'm very comfortable with the line.
Right.
I'm very comfortable with the transfers. We just picked up another transfer, a linebacker.
Arizona State. Arizona State.
Oh my God!
It's just,
Yes,
I sent it. Yeah.
a monster.
Monster.
And yeah, I'm not worried, bro. Hey, work with what you got.
Yeah. Yeah. I think you absolutely
Work
right.
with what you got.
I think you're absolutely right. Let me ask you this. Since we're talking about the Lincoln Riley regime, I'm looking at all the transfers that's coming in right now. I'm looking at the buzz and the excitement. And we know I'm from Los Angeles, you from Los Angeles. And by the way, I talked about a few weeks ago about certain pipelines. He went to Sarah High School. He's part of the Sarah High School pipeline. But what other coach do you think, other than Lincoln Riley, will be able to pull off right now? Do you think it is because I remember Matt Corral, no, not Matt Corral, Matt from Iowa State. You had different coaches that were in line to be the coach. Even Mario Cristobal. Do you
I
think? I don't think.
I
I,
don't
I
think
don't
any of
think
those
it's
coaches
another
would have made the
coach.
buzz.
I don't think it's another
I
coach.
don't think they would have made the buzz.
Yeah.
I don't think they would have made the buzz Lincoln did.
Yeah.
You have a guy who's been in the playoffs 3 years or 3 times. So although he didn't go any further, he made it there just the same.
He made it there. Yeah.
If you make it there,
Yeah.
you're hungry enough to get back there.
Right. Right.
This is a championship school.
Yeah.
This is a champions, and they have the champion set mind. So now you got a new coach that's coming in there, and that's all he's talking about is championships.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to introduce you to the formula.
There you go.
And so,
Yeah.
simple as that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to introduce you to the formula. And the defense, bro, yeah, you need a couple more linemen
Yeah.
or a couple of converted linemen. You ain't going to stop us.
You ain't gonna stop. Right.
Now, I don't know what type of defensive schemes that the coaches have.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think everyone's looking to see if he's going to have a Pete Carroll type where they're just mass blitzing and schemes and stuff like that. Every coach has that. So it's a matter of how they
Yeah.
utilize
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. So with that, in your opinion, what's a realistic? I know what my expectations are, and I know what I feel like they can do. But what's a realistic expectation coming from a US ex USC linebacker in yourself? What's a realistic expectation for this year?
Well, I know they're gonna win more than 4 games.
Right.
Well, the I'm listening to the buzz from my teammates. I'm
Yeah.
hearing 11-1 or 10-2.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm hearing, we're gonna suffer a couple of losses, but these boys expecting us to win the pack.
Yeah. By the way, you did see that.
That's all I'm hearing is.
Yeah.
That's all I'm hearing is we're gonna win the pack.
Yeah. By the way, you did see the Biletnikoff Award winner receiver last year that he's possibly transferring to USC. He's expecting to transfer to USC. You did see that, right?
Oh, that ain't no possible. If he opened his mouth to say that he's thinking about it, he's already
He's
here.
already in. he's
You don't
already
say I'm
in.
thinking about it and it goes somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I look at this. Somebody's got to put the SEC in their place. If anybody in the West Coast is going to do it, it's going to be us.
Yeah. 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 So let's
The school with the most national championships in football on the west side of the
Zippy.
Mississippi, folks.
Hey, you and I. So stay with that. You and I. We kind of discussed the SMU death penalty that they tried to give us, and
Oh,
me and you, we talked about that a little bit. And I've kind of elaborated in my videos about it because I felt like it was a strategic move on SC because of the West Coast players. And if you look yesterday, it was 5 players from California that got picked in the NFL draft. We led states last night in the first round. First round last night we led. So they want to pull this talent, and it was strategic. But now I think Lincoln Riley's here. So what do you think?
well, the SMU death penalty, most people don't know about that unless you actually played in that era.
Mm-hmm.
It was all due to improper games, which most players in the 80s also from USC, UCLA. So the Pac-10 schools at the time also got in trouble. Don't believe that holier than thou mess. Although
Mm-hmm.
USC got the stiffest penalty out of them in that era from the Pac. Now SMU, these guys were getting cars, money, homes, and we ain't talking about little money.
Right.
I had a team. I had, like I said, I told you I had a teammate in Canada
Mm-hmm.
who was one of those.
For the Canadian League.
Right.
Yeah.
And he was a wide receiver, and this brother was proud about the money that he got.
Yeah. Yeah.
And oh, dude, it was and I think it was like how many I say it was 6, 9 players, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they got big. Now for USC, I don't see how
It's wrong.
one guy
It's wrong.
can equip those 6 to 9
Yeah.
players from SMU
Yeah.
and get a death penalty like that, which comes to mind why the transfer portal came into play, because USC at that time with Pete Carroll was the West Coast power that was dominating the league,
Right.
dominating the country. They took their lumps. They weren't perfect, but they were on their way to being the Alabama of today.
Right.
And east of the Mississippi and Texas, like, no, football is over here. You West Coast Hollywood boys don't know nothing about football. If that's the case, then why are you coming to our backyard taking our boys to play for you guys? They make you win national championships.
Yeah.
I like to have, what's the answer? You guys are all that. Well, getting back on track, one guy, and all because of money. Well, okay, well, now that's over with, and players are getting paid.
Get him man his trophy back.
Cats want to get.
Yeah.
Yo, man, come on. That's all you got to do is get him his trophy.
Yeah. Get Reggie his trophy back.
I mean, really. I mean, we can elaborate because, bro, when I was there, we got a little monthly stipend to take care of little bills. It was
Right.
like $436 a month. Okay, and training table was only during the season.
Right.
So
Right.
what was I supposed to do? Most of us come from out of state or don't live in the city. I was lucky
Yeah.
enough. My mom lived right up the street. I go home for a plate of beans and rice, bro.
Right. 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 Right.
I used to take a couple players with I used to take a couple players with me. Say, yo, mom's cooking up some turkeys. Come on, let's go.
Yeah.
Pot of gumbo.
Yeah.
Yeah, y'all welcome. Y'all want to starve? No problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but I lost my train of thought.
No, you good. You good. So the state of the program right now, I think we feel like. I mean, this thing is. I think this thing is on and popping. I think it's moving and grooving. And just to be able to have some insight of what a former player, what a former, especially a defensive player, just to have that insight of what you. I talk back and forth with you all the time, but I kind of wanted it out
Yeah,
there to where people can hear you and be able to see what a former player is saying right now. Sometimes I know they hear like Madeline and Reggie or whoever, but then you have others that played in years before that their opinion matters, and we wanted to get it out there. And we definitely appreciate you. It was one story though. I don't know if you want to tell it. One story that you told me about in the locker room with Sean Salisbury and Keyshawn Johnson. If you feel like telling it,
oh.
you can tell it before we go. I just want you to tell the audience about that.
Okay. It, it was it was during practice, and Keyshawn was over there catching passes from all the quarterbacks,
You say
and
he was
he
a
was
ball
feeling
boy,
like,
right?
yeah, Keyshawn was our ball boy back then. Keyshawn Johnson,
Yeah,
future Hall of Famer if he's not a Hall of Famer already. Um, he was our ball boy. In
yeah,
fact, to this very, you ask him, he still has my forearm pass from the Rose Bowl.
yeah,
Keyshawn was learned a competitive spirit from an early age,
yeah,
carrying helmets, watching us, you know, always interacting with us, asking questions. He never stopped asking questions. He
yeah,
was always so. He was like, he was a little street kid. He was cocky,
yeah.
and he made a bet with Sean that I can catch your hardest pass.
Sean
And
Salisbury,
everybody's like,
Sean
no,
Salisbury, right?
John Salisbury.
Yeah,
John Salisbury went to Minnesota. Um, he said, Keyshawn, I don't want to hurt you. Keyshawn was very, very, you know, confident. You're not gonna hurt me. I bet you. I don't know what the bet was. Sean took it. Sean backed up. Sean backed up 20 yards, and Keyshawn stood there like, in front of the firing squad. Sean rifled it, and Keyshawn caught it in his chest. Boom! Fell back like maybe 3, 4 yards. Looked like a cartoon. And you heard, and all I heard was, everyone running around to him. And like, you okay? You okay? Yeah. And he holds up the ball. I caught it.
my man, Keyshawn, man, Keyshawn, my guy, man. I like he. Hey,
And it was a joy. I had been away for some time, and I was coming back to give my greetings to the coaching staff, new coaching staff. John Robinson had came back, so I was going to give my greetings to everybody in there. And Keyshawn's coming down the stairs, and I'm looking at this dude. He's like 6'3", 6'4", and I recognized a little baby face, and I said, Keyshawn, what's up, Biggs? I said, oh my God. I said, once my biggest fan, I'm now yours, and you haven't even played it down yet, but I already know you're going to do some damage.
yeah,
Didn't even ask him what he was going to do.
yeah,
Didn't even ask him what his position was.
yeah.
I already knew he was going to do damage. And what happened?
Number one player.
Damage. Rose Bowl.
Yeah,
Okay?
yeah,
Talent brings talent, man.
yeah,
Talent brings talent.
yeah,
So you
yeah,
may not even get talent this year, but 23, bro,
yeah,
look out. They're already pegged as the number one recruiting
yeah,
um,
yeah.
number one recruiting spot for next year. Already got it.
Already
Already got
got
it
it.
locked
Yep,
down.
yep, yep,
We got the offensive that's coming. The defense always follows.
yeah,
As a the players, impact players myself. I've had guys come to me that played Mazio Royster, um, God, what's his name? Wide receiver, number one, came out of Hawthorne. Curtis Conway.
Oh, Curtis Conway, yeah. He used to play for
Yeah,
Chicago, right?
right.
I think he played for Chicago Bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a warm feeling to have these guys come to me and say, "Hey, KB, you're the reason why I came here."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, really, dude. I play defense. You guys are offense. He goes, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We wanted to play guys like you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hard hit, tenacity, uh, the will to win, and hey, to be a little quick story on that. The will to win.
Yeah.
As a transfer, I only got 3 games my first year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because of a knee injury. I had 2 linemen fall on me and had busted my ligaments.
Wow.
And they took me out, and they told me on recovery that I would be ready to go by the 3rd game of the season.
Wow.
That ain't gonna fly with me.
Right.
I'm a fielder, and I proved it.
Right.
I was ready for spring by the time that cast came off.
Wow. Wow.
But I couldn't participate in spring because my leg was not ready.
Right. 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 Right.
You
Right.
see my leg, it was like a toothpick to a ham hock.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, and I was able to get the last 4 days in just exercising, like running around, go over bags and stuff like that.
Right.
And they told me, like, don't rush it.
Right.
But
right.
just regular workouts and just being me, I was ready by the first game.
Right. Right. But I'm gonna let you go. But I got 2 things I want to ask you before you go, and I'm gonna ask because I got
Okay.
a couple more Trojans that I got going to be coming on. In your opinion, who's the greatest offensive Trojan of all time? Who's the greatest defensive Trojan of all time?
The greatest offensive player of all time. Wow. Because
It's a lot of
I
great
would
ones.
say it's because I have 3 cousins that play for USC.
Okay.
And yeah, one of them won a Heisman.
Yeah.
And if the other one would have stayed, would have won a Heisman. So
Yeah.
it would have been 2 whites that won a Heisman.
Yeah.
And oh God, I mean, because Reggie was electrifying.
Man, it's hard to pick against Reggie.
And it's hard to pick against Anthony Bell. I mean, yeah,
And
Ricky Bell and Anthony Davis.
and
Get those 2 mixed.
hey, I love me some Marcus Allen too.
You see what I'm saying?
I love me some OJ too.
I mean, it's hard to pick. So if you want to go from era to era, then that'd be easier. But then you have a little competition between Ricky Bell, Charlie White, and Anthony Davis.
Right.
So they held down the 70s.
Right. Right.
80s. I can't really call him to mind, really, other than Eddie Manuel.
Yeah.
And Ricky Irvings.
Yeah.
Ricky Irvings was.
There's so many good players that came through there. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and, you talk about quarterbacks. You got Rodney P.
Yeah. Hamilton High School, right? He went to Hamilton, right? Yeah.
No. Rodney is from Arizona.
Wait a minute. I'm getting mixed up.
Rodney P.
Yeah.
Rodney P. is not from California.
Okay.
Yeah. I got a story about his butt. Real quick. Rodney was running scout team for us, first team defense, and he was lighting us up. I mean, he was getting us in some serious hot water with a defensive coordinator, and he just couldn't believe it. This freshman was just dicing us up.
Yeah.
And we were trying to I was trying to hurt Rodney. I was trying to hurt, and I chased him out of bounds. and he tossed the ball and he made a 40-yard completion. Oh, good morning. And I popped him anyway, and they're laughing at us after every completion. They're just laughing, and I'm like, you guys don't get it. We can break their legs at any moment, but Rodney proved that you aren't going to hit him the way you wanted to.
Right, right. He was an athlete.
And he went out of bounds. Referee said, I'll take the penalty.
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah.
Just to let him know, I didn't appreciate the running that we're gonna do. We're gonna face behind your ass.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so many good athletes that came. I know it's a difficult. I don't know if you watched that show. Well, I taped one a while back, and I tried to pick my top 10, and that was so difficult to do. I had to put Keyshawn in there. I had left him out. I mean, that's one of the most difficult things. I don't even like
Then you
really
got
doing it.
Mike.
Go ahead.
Then you got Mike and Aguilar, and
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean it's crazy.
come on, man. We got a slew of athletes.
It's
You just
crazy.
can't say, I mean, pick my top 100 because then you pick this one, then you got to think about
Yeah,
that one.
it's
You think
crazy.
about that one, you got to think about this one.
Yeah,
And you go by era. Then you go by the era, and it. Okay, well, they won national championships in this one, they won national championships that, and then they won Rose Bowls. Wow, no,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
hard.
yeah.
I would even try because then you mentioned somebody and somebody, hey man, you left me out.
Yeah, somebody come, hey, yeah, real deal. Yep. Well, look, I really appreciate you. I want to get you back on. We got to get you back on because you got a wealth of knowledge. You got a wealth of stories, and we appreciate you, and definitely appreciate you. Everybody's gonna see this tonight, and like I told them earlier today, tomorrow's the transfer portal deadline.
Yeah.
So I mentioned before you came on about the transfer portal. So we're gonna, by the time that we end this and I upload this, we probably gonna hear all kind of crazy stuff. So let's keep our ears and our eyes open because we looking for the team is gonna be overturned in one year like Michigan State was, except we got better athletes.
Oh, ridiculously.
Yeah.
Pack, your days are numbered. Utah, you're a one-hitter quitter.
What? Who? Say it again.
I said, Utah, you're a
One hit
one-hitter
quitter. Yeah.
quitter.
That's it. That's it.
You making bells and whistles and all that noise. That's all it is noise, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
The real champion's about to show you how it's done.
How it's done. Yep.
I mean, yeah, we got one uniform and we get it done.
Get it done.
We don't need camouflage and gut disease written
Like Oregon.
100 what is it, 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah.
101 uniforms and no national championship.
Yeah, there you go. Hey, they got the O for 0 championships.
Exactly.
Well, look.
I never looked at that. That's a steal.
Hey, look. We about to get out of here. I need you to put that fist to the phone and give me some real quick before we get up out of here. And hey, look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. We'll get back with you, everybody. This is Mr. Keith Biggers. He is the man with the master plan and the information. So look, until next time, we upload. Fight on. Fight on.